Satu, dua, tiga Kira satu, dua, tiga. So, Assalamualaikum guys. Welcome back to our reaction video. So, this is our next reaction video about the one of our friends presentation video. So, let's go. Look at it. Check it out.
So this one, okay, but first, I know you guys are really great at English and you guys can read it loud and clear, but let me just recap first and explain everything how I got the design one by one. My issue is concentration. Okay, as a student, concentration is a very common problem for every student worldwide, but I thought, why do
Wait.
so I put
Aku tertarik betul lah dengan cara body language Aqilah ni. Macam smooth tau. Macam nice, elegant tu.
Dia macam bertenaga lah. Dia present tu.
Dia macam dia present bertenaga macam
Memang.
professional lah. Nampak professional lah macam mana dia guna body language tu. Nice.
this on my issue because I am the kind of person that is unable to work on a single task and is easily disturbed by noises. Even people laughing can make me feel distracted. Can make me distracted sometimes. So what I really need is a peaceful and serene place to study. For the concept, I was thinking of making it so accuracy is really weird and very uncommon. People even rarely use it, but I was looking for a synonym word for serenity, and I looked it up on thesaurus and I found the word ataraxy. Ataraxy actually means a state of serene calmness. You might want to search it up and Google it if you don't know what it means or you want something more deeper meaning about it. But ataraxy really means serenity. Okay, that's all you need to know. So serenity is related to the issue I just stated before because I need a peaceful and serene place to study. That is why serenity is related. And my concept. Okay, so for my NACLI study, I was actually thinking of coming up with a NACLI study so that it can help strengthen more my concept and issue just now. And that is when I came across Surah Al-Ra'd ayah 28. So before we go any further, I have the meaning. Okay, so the meaning is very light in the remembrance of Allah.
Can I comment on something?
Yeah, go.
Actually, the font is quite macam mana tak? Dia macam nipis sangat. Korang boleh baca?
Maksudnya
I think it's better
thickness
thickness of the
dia
font.
punya ketebalan.
So orang boleh baca.
Faham.
This verse, and I find that what makes me feel most at home is that when I'm surrounded by nature. This one time I was deeply distraught that it was shown all over my face, so that my sisters came up to me and said, "Why don't we go to the beach this evening?" I didn't think of anything that moment, so I straight away said yes. So we went there in the evening, and the texture of the sand, the sounds of the birds chirping, the crashing sound of the waves. It makes me feel at ease. So, from this experience, I thought that why don't I, relate my experience to my ideation, because it's actually connected to the knuckle study just now. Why did I say it is connected somehow to the knuckle study? Because in the verse it says, so what makes me feel most at home is when I'm thinking about the nature. The nature is one of the God's creation, so there is natural elements as my ideation to the design. Out of the 12 natural elements that I know of, I is actually ideation. And that is when my crazy ideas started to kick in, and that is also the initial of my design. Okay, so the next one is about my ideation. Okay, so from my knuckle study just now, I said that I want to use nature elements as my ideation, and that is how I came up with water. So I immediately researched about water, and I look it up online, topics about water, chemical properties of water, how water can form from one matter to another, and the characteristics of water, and many more. I didn't have the strength to look into every piece of the web and the page. So I think I'm going to stick with the characteristics of water, since I I may have an idea of how I can derive the characteristics of the water into my design. So these are
So, wait. Stop a little bit. Okay. Aduh, macam nak cakap sekarang ni. Saya sebenarnya tertarik nak tengok design si Aqilah ni. Tapi, aku tak tahu lah apa yang korang rasa sekarang ni bila look at her presentation. Tapi aku rasa macam aku tengah dengar bedtime story. Macam macam realize tak, macam realize something maksudnya macam the explanation tu bagus, tapi dia punya maksudnya cara bagi aku lah, dia macam macam nak cakap macam dia macam slow motion punya talk tau. So maybe orang macam kadang-kadang, sebab orang kadang-kadang dia rasa excited, dia tengok design tu, dia nak tahu lagi kan, lagi dan lagi. Ni macam dia stuck sebab explanation tu macam little bit sleepy lah, macam sound dia cakap tu rasanya macam tu lah. So aku tak tahu lah apa pendapat korang kan. Bagi aku macam tu.
Yeah. For me, at the start, Bella is look more bertenaga, and then Andy start explain about his concept, and Naki is become, I don't know, slow. Maybe it's feeling the concept of the calmness, that brings
I think
when he present.
I think she looks
Yes.
But in terms of design, I think the concept that he brought is related to the addition of water, because the water can be the source that important to humans, and air memang boleh dikatakan melambangkan ketenangan tu. You can see when we watch the ocean, it will brings the calmness. And then what I like about the board is now she put the precedent study that we know what kind of the design that he want to approach. Okay.
Yes. Let's go, continue.
Jap,
Okay.
I
Oh,
think
jap, boleh.
Okay.
I like
Boleh.
her presentation board because dia macam tersusun tau. Kita boleh tengok satu-satu. Flow dia okey lah.
No, arrangement, layout dekat board dia
layout.
tu bagus lah.
Proses lah.
So, let's go.
Okay,
Let's
guys.
go.
Continue.
We all know that
Tenang.
it has no pixel. If you put it in a bucket, it will shape like a bucket. If you put it in a glass, it will shape like a glass. So I don't want my studio board to be basic rectangular kind of shape. So I was thinking of making it more flexible, have a little curves up and down to make it stick. Because water can form from one shape to another. So maybe if you put it in certain temperature and conditions, it will change the form from water to gas, from gas to water back, from water to ice, So it can be a lot of things. Water is very fast. Okay, so the next one will be my design process. Okay, so my design process is actually rather basic. So I didn't think any of you guys have, problems in understanding what I draw down here, but I'm still gonna explain it to you. Okay, so I start off with sketching some rectangular shape because I want my studio board to be at its maximum height and maximum width, and so that the person in there, which is me, will not be, tightened inside of it. I want her to feel spacious. The first step I'll do is that I'll take the upper part of my studio board and then I'll make it flowy. And then I take every plan of the rectangular shape, so that it is also flowy and curvy, and it is flexible and shows fluidity. And when people take one look at it, people know that it is from water. So how I design process is actually my precedent study, but I think it's too small and I think you guys can see it clearly, so I'm gonna zoom it out for you. Okay, so these are the three pictures of my precedent study. It is actually two different kind of buildings because if you guys notice, the first and the second picture are actually from the same building. I just chose different pictures from different angles to show the textures of it, Okay, so the Hurgenway Age Architects. And the third picture is actually pavilion. It is an exhibition pavilion from Argentina. Its architect is Associated Architects Beyond Borders. Or on to the next board. But I don't think you guys can see the dimension. So let me just zoom first. This is my ground floor plan. Okay, so ground floor plan is very essential in architectural drawings because it is the start of every drawings there will be. Because if you guys can't draw, the dimensions will be wrong. They will be mad. Probably draw the floor plan before you carry it away with.
Guys, I want to say, I think the floor plan is have a lacking. It see like the wall is floating, something like that. Don't have basement. I think it should draw the line that below of the facade, the wall.
I think they use of thickness of the pen also.
The thickness.
Sebab macam kita tak nampak kan, kita rasa macam wall tu macam tiba-tiba berdiri di situ.
Not attached.
So
Okay.
it's worth that how the structure can be can be stand like that without the base, right? So let's go.
Yes. Okay.
So the floor plan is actually of the studio board, everything that kept inside that people from the outside can't see. Actually compulsory in this project because tell me, which architecture students that didn't make use of the drafting table? None, right? I like to move around a lot, so I did wrong. So that's why I made it adjustable. And at the side, there's this small table I designed from the facade itself. Because it is continuously, I want to show the continuity of my facade into my design. So the table is actually also derived from the, and I can put my food whenever I got hungry, put my laptop whenever I fully utilize the drafting table, because AO and A1 is already big enough and I didn't have any space to put my laptop. So that's why I put the table at the side. And there's also these shelves. I actually have this where I put my shoes, and the upper shelves is where I arrange my books. And there's also this hanging area where I can areas to put looks more spacious. But I remember Madam Alina's advice to me that the good design is the design that fulfills your needs. So if you go to other students' designs, that means that your studio board is lacking something and that it didn't provide you with proper functionalities. So my front elevation is where I'm actually studying and where is my drafting table is located. So yeah, there'll be a huge opening in front of me so that I can see the outside. And just come in. It's not actually a door, it's also an opening. There will no keys whatsoever. So people just can come and go without any problems. You don't have to worry about missing your key or something because it's the maximum height and maximum width of this project, which is 1.8. So it is a fixed measurement that Madam has given us in the project today. But
Guys, okay, sorry. So um, I like how Aqilah give the effort to the presentation. How from the picture from one board it cropped to the specific square to show to us of elevation, of floor plan, and also for her president study from the small picture at the board, and then he zoom in it, and we can see what she want to explain to us about her design, right? I like how the skill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It help more
Uh,
in people to understand her presentation.
yes.
Okay.
Okay. Let's continue.
so if you guys can see from the front elevation, I have put details measurement for the height of the opening because I actually measured my own height. So when I sit down, my knee didn't get stuck under the drafting table, and I can also see outside so that my opening really have its function. I want to avoid that kind of situation that I'm not comfortable with. That's why I thoroughly measure my own height. And if you guys can see from the rear elevation, I actually put 40 centimeters wall for the left and for the side of it, for the left and the right at the side of the opening, because I want it to be at the center, because I actually put shelves at the sides. So this one is my left and right elevation. Okay, so the upper part is the flowy one, and the right elevation I actually put tinted glasses so that people from the outside can't see me, but I can see them. You know, I want privacy on my own. And this is my third board. You guys can see how it looks from the outside, how it looks from the inside, how people can move inside of it, because there's the section, the thickness of the materials I'm going to use for the walls, everything. So there are two sections inside the board, which is section AA and section BB. Section AA is actually from the right elevation, where you can see me studying. And I also show you the movement of the drafting table, how I want to keep it if I didn't want to use it anymore. And you can also see the upper shelves and the lower shelves that I've mentioned before. Section BB is from another point.
Why her drafting table not have the stand? It's like floating drafting table. You
And
guys
then
see it or not?
I
yeah.
macam tak understand sangat pasak belah atas tu. Macam mana dia bersambung.
Oh, dia macam floating juga kan?
Not so
Not properly draw.
So, kita tengok lagi. Benar maybe ada part-part yang kita boleh lagi jelas.
So you guys can just refer back if you guys didn't understand. So the section BB is actually, you can see how I am sitting there and are watching outside. So before I conclude this presentation, I just want to show you how my actual model looks like, my final model, so you guys can see a better view from that. So in a nutshell, you guys should be afraid of designing, because I know designing is hard, but it's actually easier when you actually listen to the lecturers' advices and critics before you amend your shape, your form of your design. Because there must be at some certain point that you guys feel like you're at your lowest. Trust me, I've been there. I've been rejected so many times. There's this, my mock-up model. It is a big time fail. It is totally rejected by Madam Elena and Safadi. But I didn't blame them though. I appreciated their critics, and I really like how I improved every time there's the crit session. Crit session is very important because from the crit you guys can know where you are, where your weaknesses are. And thank you for listening.
Yeah. So nice.
Okay. Overall,
The presentation is good. I like her first reaction. Okay.
Oh yeah, same.
yeah.
I like how her mock-up model actually become her model right now because it has some improvement on that. And the concept of calmness is actually connected with her model.
I like her design also, yeah, and her presentation. But when when she was talking, I mean, like between the two words, there has sometimes there has a few minutes silence, and that's make me feel like I'm waiting what she was going to say after this.
Yeah.
Good.
It's like you want to sleep in 2 seconds suddenly, right? Suddenly you want to close your eyes in 2 seconds and then you come back. Yeah, let's go.
I like her accent.
Yeah. But overall, it's really good. The how
Yeah.
the concept ideation is so.
For me, I think Bella presentation is good. His language tone and the way he's present. But maybe he can edit this video. I mean, not overlapping the picture with her recording lah. Dia macam ganggu sikit.
Good. Yes, right.
Okay. And in terms of graphic, mungkin have lacking in detail, tapi she can improve it. I think
Yeah.
that's good from Bella.